What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, your mom's Toxic Gamma 331. Back at it with another review. And today we are going to be reviewing the new Wes Anderson movie, Asteroid City. But before we get to the actual video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 300 subscribers, just 83 away now. Really help out your boy if you did subscribe. Don't forget to like the video if you like my toxic movie reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so miss occasion when I upload. Also, do share the video because it'll also help me out. And do feel free to comment as well. With that being said, I'll give you a little background about my experience with Wes Anderson, then I'll do a plot synopsis, then we'll go into the actual review. And I will also be using the Toxic Muta yet again to review it. So Wes Anderson, I've only seen 2 movies of his, and I think I've seen. Wait, were the other movies? I'm trying to think. I can't. I've heard of some of his other movies, I think. No, I've only heard of Grand Budapest Hotel. That's the only one I heard of that I saw he directed. And also, I have Isle of Dogs, which I've not seen yet, but I've had that collection in my movie. That movie in my collection for years, and I will watch it this week. So yeah, and the only thing I've watched of Wes Anderson's is Fantastic Mr. Fox, which that movie I actually thoroughly enjoy, even though it's like, I mean, would people say it's accurate to the Fantastic Mr. Fox book? I don't know, but I actually like that movie quite a bit, even though the animation's freaky. The stop motion animation's a little bit freaky, but I do like that one quite a bit. But before we get to the actual review, let's give a quick plot synopsis, shall we? So, transition and Shazam. World-changing events spectacularly disrupt the itinerary of a junior stargazer / space cadet convention in an American desert town circa 1955. Well, as you guys can see, not a very long or regular, plot synopsis. It's not very long or medium, so yeah, that's where one of my negatives come into play. We'll talk about that later. But I said this yesterday. It's a mixed bag for me. There's gonna be no spoilers. If you're wondering, there's no spoilers on this video, but the movie is very, yeah. I would say right now this doesn't mean it's a bad movie, but it's my most disappointing movie of the year because it had potential, but it just didn't connect with me. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's like meh or okay, but my dad did not like it whatsoever. He did not like it. And then during one part of the movie, my dad fell asleep or whatever, and I woke him up because I'm going like, you're missing stuff. And then there were 2 guys sitting like right to the right of us, and then after that, what was I gonna say? As we were leaving the theater, the guys were like the guys were entering the theater the same time like we were, so they were kind of following us or whatever, and they sat right next to us, and they were going like, my dad and them were talking about the movie or whatever, and they said, my dad said, sorry if my snoring interrupted the movie, and they went like, oh, that was the best part of the whole movie, which I laughed and chuckled, but, yeah, let's just start with the positives. Okay, so I only have, 2 positives that I can think of, or is it 3? It's kind of 2, it's kind of 3 as well. So, the positives for this movie. The acting performances. All these actors are known for great acting and are good actors, so there's no surprise there. I knew they would act good, at least for everybody that was in here. But, yeah. I'll just say that because we're talking about positives. Jason Schwartzman and Scarlett Johansson, the main two leads of the movie, were really great, and also Jason Schwartzman's son in here was really good too, and Tom Hanks's character as well was good for the time he was on screen. So, yeah, most of the acting performances aren't bad; they're solid, all of them. So there's nothing really negative to say about the acting performances. Another positive is the cinematography. The cinematography is very beautiful in this film. I like how it's going shot for shot. I like how they do it in this movie. And I like how Wes Anderson made Asteroid City look. I thought they did a good job about that. But sadly, that's where all my positives end. And there's only a few more thoughts left. So, next up, we have the mixed. The mixed, I will say, the humor. Sometimes the humor got a good chuckle out of me, and then sometimes it didn't quite land. It didn't quite land with my dad at all, except for one scene, but I'm not going to talk about it because it would go into spoilers. But, yeah, that's the only mix. The rest is negative. Okay, so let's start off. I don't know if this would be considered a rant, but whatever. The bad. So, for this movie, it focuses on how Asteroid City, the play, was created. So, it follows the author as well, while following the Asteroid City story. So, it's following, how everybody got cast or whatever. And I thought they didn't really need to do that. They should have done, the actual Asteroid City story instead. But they decided to do this, which was weird, and I don't know why they did that in particular. But, it was confusing to me. Also, another negative is it doesn't have a good plot, which I was talking about earlier. It has multiple plots going on at the same time, because there's, I can't say all the plots. There's where I'd say the main plot of this is basically a dude and his kids get trapped in Asteroid City because of blah blah. I'm not saying what, but they end up getting stuck there, and they just recently lost their mother, and Scarlett Johansson is there with her daughter or whatever, and basically it's trying to do a little romance in between there, which I thought was well done, but there's also a bunch of other plot lines going on at the same time, which doesn't make sense for me. And it was a little bit too much for my brain to handle. Another negative is it has way too many characters. I think it just has all the special appearances so we can get oh, it's that character, and maybe make us like the movie a little bit more. So, yeah, that's another negative. Another negative is there's an aspect of the movie in the trailer, and they don't really explore it much, and yeah. So, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's something in the trailer, I'm not going to say what, just in case if you haven't seen the trailer or haven't seen the movie, but there's an aspect that you see for a brief second, and it doesn't really use that to its full extent, even though they were making it seem that way in the trailer. That's all I'm saying. And also, two more negatives. It the ending. When the ending happened, I utterly groaned. It does end on the right way. Like, it does, how I say this. It doesn't end, like, off a cliffhanger or anything, but I groaned as soon as it ended because, yeah, it was... Yeah, I don't know what you did, Wes Anderson. I don't know what you did. And then one more negative. It's not really that big of a negative for me, but it might be a little bit too long. And you guys probably hear me a lot go like, oh, this is too long or whatever. It's just, sometimes movies, like, I go like, oh, when's this gonna end or whatever. Because the movie is maybe like a little bit too long. That I've only done that on a rare few occasions this year. Like, I said that about Across the Spider-Verse. That's a great movie, but I do not think it needs to be 2 hours and 26 minutes long, especially for an animated film. This was, I don't know how long it was, but I was kind of going like, okay, when's it gonna end? I'm kind of getting bored of this. So, yeah, and then there is, of course, some exceptions to movies that I, like, do not care about the wait time for it at all, which is John Wick Chapter 4 and Avengers Endgame. Those are the only two that come to mind that are, like, almost 3 hours long, because for me, those just fly by, so that's easily. But, there we have it. That is my actual review. So, let's pull out the toxic meter, and I am going to give this a... in between toxic trash and toxic disappointment. It's not going to be almost toxic trash. It's going to be toxic disappointment. No, I'm going to put it at toxic disappointment, because I don't think it was a bad movie. I just think it was disappointing, and if you want that in letter form, I'm going to give it a C+. And I think most Wes Anderson people are going to love this. And also, I'm pretty sure that critics are going to love this. I don't know about how audiences are going to handle it, but if you want something like to watch one night or whatever at home, go ahead and do that. And if you are a Wes Anderson fan, you can go see it in theaters. But if you never watched much of Wes Anderson's movies, I'd say just stream it or one night for free, or just rent it. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't click with me. Sorry, guys, if you guys have the opposite opinion or whatever. But yeah. And if you guys did enjoy it, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and leave your thoughts, and maybe we can start a respectful conversation down in the comments. So yeah. Because I don't blame anybody for liking movies that are bad. I don't blame them. I just go like, yeah, that's cool, because at least somebody has to like one of those movies. But before we get into the actual video itself, ending the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 300 subscribers, just 83 away now. Really help out your boy if you did subscribe. That also goes for people that have been watching my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you like my toxic movie reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications and notification on upload. Also, do share the video, please also help me out. And as I said before, do comment your thoughts of Asteroid City down below. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.